Okay, let's not pop out of there now. Oh god, we've got to the last few stitches.
Oh, geez. Can you put your cable holder there so they don't slip away?
Maybe. Okay, I think that'll do it. Sorry,
Woo!
Gazpacho. I was in the middle of saving my project. I think that's everything. I don't think I've dropped any stitches. I think it is safe.
Good. So
Yes.
how's it going otherwise, Gazpacho? Everything else going okay?
Yeah, how's everything else going, Gazpacho?
Have you done any more crocheting / painting / diamond painting?
No, you're fine, Gazpacho. We know you work during this time.
How dare you come in here and mention work?
All right, Blue. I hope you have a safe and productive walk.
Remember to
Okay.
swing your arms.
Thank you for the lyric, Blue. Goofball. So yeah, at this
I
point,
am.
I should be
I
able to
can't help
fully
it.
recover. But yeah,
Good.
we've had quite the setback.
Do I need to remind you to do your cables at the start of each row?
No. I can't be sure. Well, I think it's just because this is where I picked it up at the beginning of stream today.
Oh,
So I was kind of out of the pattern, um, out of the habit, whatever you want to call it.
gotcha. Hmm. Oh,
Crocheting, not so
God,
much. Yeah.
Gazpacho.
Hmm?
I know that.
You should do it though, Wild.
I should do what?
Crochet.
Oh, like, yeah. Well, we're gonna do the amigurumis next week, so I'm in the same boat as you. I start a few things and move to the next and start that, and so I've got lots of things primed. Cou- a couple of things base coated. That's about it.
Okay, something is not right here. Oh, that's what it was. Fixed. That struggle, though. There we go. But see, that's how much I've memorized the pattern, is that I know where those stitch markers go. I technically don't need them anymore. Technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should keep them
I
just
am.
to help keep you on track.
I am.
Ooh. That could be fun. Cameron, you missed everything that happened since you left.
Yeah, you missed everything that happened since you left. It wasn't a lot, except for the fact that everything we did at the beginning of the stream is we're doing it again right now.
Yeah.
That's I
Level
frogged really hard.
a level 17 imaginary hype train. Uh, two
Don't
big raids.
don't summon that shit, Wild. Don't summon that shit.
Why?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. This was 4. So this is where I am. I know, Cameron. How could you do that? Can't believe you, sir. I can't believe you. I just tried to pick up my crochet hook. Just so you know.
Yeah.
I'm not crocheting.
You are definitely not crocheting.
Yeah.
But you can go back and watch the VOD. It's there. I to be honest, I'm not even sure if you missed a battle royal.
Yeah. Or me hydrating. Cheers. Cheers, chat. Hi, Daywolf.
Hey Daywolf. So good to see you.
Thank you, Daywolf. Thank you.
Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
bigger.
Thanks a lot, Gazpacho. I can't believe you just blew my head up like that. It's so rude. What would Vicky say, huh? What would Vicky say? Probably say rip her head off and
Yeah, probably.
we all know that. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay. Oh, oh no, oh no. I pulled those right off of there, and I hope I didn't screw it up. Swear to God. You know what? I may have messed it up, but there's no way to tell. We'll have the correct stitch count. The cable still looks like a cable because it was the back end of the cable. We're fine. Oh my God! Everybody, Wild's challenging y'all to a battle to the death. Go, go, go. Type in chat. Get your avatar. Let's go. Don't let Wild win, chat. Don't let Wild win. You gotta stop him. This is tyranny. Sorry, Penny. I think you were too late. Rip. Wow, Gazpacho, you can't fart while you're battling. You're supposed to do it before the battle.
Man, the hitboxes for I don't know if it's just the eggs or for everybody is just crazy. When the
Is
fruit
it?
for catching fruit.
Maybe I need to turn that down. I can actually edit that, and I may have turned it up and turned it up too high. In fact, I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah. Like I think Cameron picked up some fruit that was outside his health bar. Like it was that far away.
Really? Do I
Yeah.
need anything from the supermarket? Yeah, I'd like some, like a Jello parfait, Camaro. A Jello a Jello parfait.
I'd like some ketchup chips, but that might not be a thing.
Yeah, Gazpacho.
I would like to try some Vegemite though.
Would you really?
I would like to try it.
Interesting, Wild.
Good job, Cameron.
G freaking G. Cameron wins, chat.
Come back and win the battle royal.
My chat stopped scrolling. That sucked.
It is
That
a
is
thing,
a thing.
Macho.
Yep.
Oh, and they are so good.
According to Wild, they're good. Get you a Vegemite as an apology? Nice. I'd rather just have hummus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. Here we go.
I'm sure hummus and Vegemite are pretty close.
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I have no idea what it is.
I know you don't.
I think
That's what's
it
funny
gets
about it.
spread on toast.
Typically. When I was in school, that teacher that gave me it, which I was pretty sure that's what that is now, gave it to me on a cracker. It wasn't just like a regular cracker, though. It was like on a square. It almost looked like a pita bread piece made into a cracker, but not quite.
Oh.
It was a long time ago. Like I was literally in kindergarten or first grade, one of the two.
Huh.
It was a really long time ago. But that was an interesting year because since we had a choir teacher that was Australian and was newer, like all of the choir songs we had to sing were Australian-like. Something about a koala.
Like Waltzing
Billabong.
Matilda.
Yep, Waltzing Matilda. Yep. All of them. All of them that year.
6 white
I don't
boomers,
know, Cameron.
no white boomers.
Here, I'll Google it. Let me look. Teacher sounds like a loser. Well, it was the 80s. No. It was not. Those would be like regular saltine crackers for me. Let's see if I can Google it. Oh, is this Australian? Because this is what it looked like. Apparently? So I don't know if these are still a thing, Camaro. But it looked like that. Or if they were still a thing in the 80s. Hey, Rebel. That's what it looked like. It was a thick cracker. It's going good. It's going good, Rebel. How about you? So, does that make it more likely it was Vegemite? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Rebels. Hi, Freya. Yeah, Johan. Oh, that sucks, Rebel.
Hey Freya. Hi Rebel. Welcome back, Johan.
I hope you're taking good care of yourself, Rebel. Try to take it easy. Yeah, Cameron. Yeah. Two very different things. Yeah. Oh no, Rebels. I'm sorry. That's fucking rough, dude. I'm glad they found it though. Hi, Starry. I am up late. Right, Rebel. Yeah. I get you. Yes, Starry. Yes. I'm getting pretty sleepy. And it sucks. I was really hoping to get some fucking progress remade after screwing up yesterday, but we're not doing that today. There's not going to be progress. The only progress there will be is getting close to actually going forward. So that sucks, but it is what it is. What can I do? What can I do about it other than knit it back up and be more careful? Oh. Yeah. Yeah, Rebels. Now I'm actually curious to try Vegemite because obviously the world is different from the perspective of a 5 or 6-year-old child. Part 1. And part 2, because I want to know if that's actually what it was. I can distinctly have a very specific memory about tasting it. Whatever that was on that cracker. I have a very specific memory of the flavor of whatever that stuff was, which is another reason why I figure, oh, that had to be Vegemite. Oh, I get you. I get you, Rebel. Sleep is good too. It helps your body recover. So, you know, it's not a bad thing. That's what our human bodies are made to do, is sleep when we need recovery. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, Cameron. Because legitimately, it's like whatever the flavor of that was is etched in my mind. And I don't remember the exact flavor. So that's not what I mean. There's like a very specific effect of flavor, if that makes sense, that I remember very well. So I suspect if it was Vegemite and I try Vegemite, I'll know immediately. Or when you smell it, yes, Starry. So here's the story, guys, for those of you who don't know. Sorry for repeating it for everybody who does. But when I was in either kindergarten or first grade, we got a new a new choir teacher. And she was from Australia. So she brought us a snack that when I was a child, I thought, because of things I had seen in movies, that what that she tried to give us was caviar. Like that she had mashed up caviar. Yes, I thought she had mashed up caviar because the thing didn't have little bubbles in it. By the time I was 10 years old, I knew that, caviar wasn't mushy like that. Like it's not a paste. It's bubbles. But so at the time that she gave this to us, a snack on a cracker, my little 5 or 6-year-old self, I thought it was caviar. And it was on a cracker, a thick cracker. And I smelled it and it had a strong smell. Again, still thought it was caviar. Took a bite and it had a very specific flavor. I didn't like it. And I spent years thinking that was caviar and thinking I never wanted to try caviar specifically for that reason. Because I didn't like it. Years go by. The internet pops up. I watch videos and I've seen streamers who have tried it and I'm like, oh, that wasn't fucking caviar. I think it was Vegemite. Yeah. Yeah, Rebels. So now I'm curious. They just cut the black part of the toe off. Didn't know me. Oh, that sucks, Rebels. I'm sorry. They eat the shit out of that. Yeah.
All right.
But now
I'm
that
gonna bring some next time I come down.
how are you gonna get Vegemite? You're not in
There is a
Australia.
place here called the Australian Food Shop,
Really?
and they sell Vegemite.
Yeah. Yeah, Rebels. So now I'm curious.